Love in full stream, living the Salesian way. Today, we journey to the heart of Salesian spirituality, a spirituality flowing like a vibrant stream through the teachings of St. Francis de Sales. At the center of this stream is love, divine, transformative, and ever active. This is not merely a theological concept, but a lived reality, ever flowing streams of love that defines who we are and how we are called to live. The first point for our reflection today: love, the pulse of Salesian spirituality. Salesian spirituality begins and ends with love. For St. Francis de Sales, love is the very lens through which we must view God, others, and even ourselves. It's not one part of spiritual life, it is the whole. Everything by love. He reminds us that true spiritual maturity is loving what God loves and willing what He wills. Motivating force. All action must flow from this divine love. It is the seat of every emotion and the source of every virtue. Gentle persuasion. His approach to spirituality is not aggressive but persuasive, leading hearts gently into the union with God. Second point for reflection today: God, the divine lover. In Salesian thought, God is not a distant observer. He is the divine lover who pours out his heart, seeking communion with his children, created in love. We are made in His image. That alone makes our very existence a love story. God's initiative. Before we ever thought of loving Him, God infused in us the capacity to love Him first. Transformative love. This love reshapes our identity, turning fear into joy and obligation into devotion. Third point for reflection today: becoming love, the human response. Salesian spirituality doesn't stop at experiencing love, it calls us to become love. Union with God. Love draws the soul out of itself and unites it wholly with God. We become what we love. Foundation of virtues. All the virtues, humility, gentleness, patience, find their root in love. From devotion to transformation. A devout person is not just pious, but transformed into a living expression of divine affection. The fourth point for our reflection today is virtues, streams of love in daily life. These streams of love are made visible through everyday virtues. Humility and gentleness. These are the twin pillars of Salesian character. Patience and simplicity. Traits that don't shout but shine quietly through consistency. Prayer as intimacy. For St. Francis de Sales, prayer is a loving dialogue. As the soul is drawn, it runs to the beloved. Service. Every act of charity becomes a sacred channel of God's love. Salesian love in action. Salesian spirituality is missionary by nature. Love is not to be hoarded but shared. Winning hearts. The goal is not to conquer minds but to win hearts through kindness. Speak to the heart. Salesian ministry touches the heart before it ever teaches the mind. Transforming hearts. Real preaching, he insisted, changes lives, not just opinions. The sixth point for our reflection today is obstacles to love, self-love, and attachments. St. Francis de Sales recognizes that self-love and attachments can hinder the flow of divine love in our lives. Overcoming these obstacles is crucial for deepening our spiritual journey. Mortification of self-love. This book will prove bitter to your interior, for it will lead to the perfect mortification of your self-love. Overcoming enslavement. The power of love and the practice of virtues enable people to overcome all enslavements to evil. Interior discipline. In an era of self-actualization, self-fulfillment, achievement, material glory, perfectionism, power and nuclear and biological weapons, Salesian spirituality calls for interior discipline, love, compassion, and a constant striving to reach perfection in daily life. Seventh point for our reflection today, Salesian saints' models of love. The lives of St. Francis de Sales and Jayanti Chandal exemplify the ever-flowing streams of love in action. Their friendship, collaboration, and dedication to God and others serve as powerful models for us. Friendship, steeped in a sense of a loving God's merciful and providential care for creation, and in a trust in the goodness and capacity of human beings to love, the Salesian world is envisioned as a world of hearts. Human hearts are drawn to intimacy with the heart of God and with one another. Living the teachings. During his life as Bishop of Geneva, many of his teachings found their appearance in concrete form through his writings, preachings, and instructions. Qualities embodied. He was exceptional in the practice of virtues of humility, gentleness, simplicity, patience, kindness, charity, obedience, and modesty. Eighth point for reflection today is Treatise on the Love of God, a Wellspring. This magnum opus of St. Francis de Sales is more than a book. It is a fountain of spiritual wisdom. Depth of love. It explores how love begins, grows, and sometimes falters, yet always seeks union with God. Mystical theology. Few works delve so deeply into the mystery of divine affection with such accessibility and grace. A call for all, holiness in ordinary life. Perhaps the most radical part of Salesian spirituality is its accessibility. Universal call. Holiness isn't for the cloister alone. It's for teachers, farmers, mothers, priests, all God's children. In the world, not of it. We are called to sanctify the world not by escaping it, but by loving within it. Harmony of life. It brings together body and spirit, duty and devotion, intellect and affection. Let the stream flow through us. In conclusion, the ever-flowing streams of love are at the very heart of Salesian spirituality. This love, originating in God, flowing through Christ, and manifested in the virtues and practices of daily life, invites us to transform ourselves and the world around us. Let us therefore open our hearts to this divine love, allowing it to shape our thoughts, words, and actions. May we become channels through which these streams of love flow, bringing healing, reconciliation, and joy to all we encounter. As St. Francis de Sales teaches us, all is for love, in love, to love, and of love. Let this be our guiding principle as we strive to live a life that reflects the boundless love of God. Live Jesus.